Good morning, fam. Welcome back to Erica's EDC, and today I have a ton of new stuff to show you guys, a lot of fun updates, and one of them I think you're going to be really pleased about, so I hope that you stay tuned, maybe grab a coffee, a snack. I already drank my coffee, so I have water. But guys, we have a lot of fun stuff to talk about, so let's just hop right into it. We're going to do an EDC update. We're going to do the new stuff that came in, and then a major announcement that I'm honestly really proud of and excited about. So let's get into the update first. We've had a whole bunch of stuff come in for the channel, be it from makers and companies, and then also stuff that Jesse has been purchasing for the channel. As you guys know, I don't get paid by YouTube. I'm not monetized. So, and I don't have a Patreon or anything, so the only way that stuff comes in is either from companies, predominantly custom makers, and then Jesse, who supports the channel. So we did have these Ripp's Garage Tech skins come in. These are courtesy of Ripp's Garage Tech. They're actually kind of reaching out to everyone, saying that if you would like to test the skins, which are a new product of theirs that we will get into in a moment, they'll send them to you for free. I don't know how long they're doing that or how many people they are taking onto this small project, but I reached out and they sent them to me free of charge. So these are called skins. These are a really cool concept done by Ripp's Garage Tech, and essentially what it is a sticker, and they're calling it skins. So it's Cordura, it's extremely sticky, and it doesn't have a grip tape feel, but it's grippy but kind of softer. It almost feels more like fabric, but it is grippy. And basically, instead of having to pay, $80, $90, $100+ for a scale swap on a knife that you may have, these stickers allow you to put all different types of patterns on your knife that you already have for, I believe, under $20, okay? And all you do is clean your surface of your knife scale with rubbing alcohol, slap a skin on there, and you have a custom knife of your own. It's genius. Why nobody did this before, I don't know. But they offer these skins for all different models, anything from the PM2, the Para 3, Civivi knives, Leathermans, Chris Reeve, you name it, and they're just adding more and more models to their lineup of available skins. Tons of cool patterns. This is the jungle camo, I believe it is. I just kind of looked through their site and told them which one I wanted, and they sent them right to me. Super easy application. It's literally a sticker. They have them for flashlights too. Jesse got these ones for me. So these are orange skins for the Streamlight Wedge XT. Just orange, and I put them on my Coyote Streamlight here. But they have them for so many different models. So that's something that's come in that will be tested. We're just going to kind of test how durable these things are. They stick on really well, and they're very sticky, and they seem incredibly well made. So that's something to look into from Ripp's Garage Tech. Really cool concept. Love that. And I love that they've been sending them out to people to test. Really cool. So I've been testing those. And then also, I've had this for a hot second, but this is a 4V Seeker from the Scrawny Lumberjack, and this is at 64 HRC, and I just wanted to give a quick update on this because I've been running this for, I would figure 2 weeks, using it a lot. I have sharpened it already, so I just wanted to do a quick update on how that sharpening went and what I think of 4V so far, because this is my first experience with 4V steel. This is very cool. When I initially got 4V and I found out that it was 64 HRC, I was really excited to use it to the point where it needed to be sharpened, because in my mind, 4V is a super steel. It's a really neat composition. I think that it's very comparable to Magna Cut which if you reverse that situation, MagnaCut was in essence going to be a stainless 4V crew wear type deal. So it was actually kind of cool to take a step back and experience what MagnaCut was formed from, I guess. Because when I tested MagnaCut, I skipped that step of experiencing what it was built off of. So it's kind of cool to go back in time for a hot second and experience 4V, knowing what MagnaCut offers, and I have tons of experience with crew wear. So this is a really cool steel so far. I used it for 2 weeks straight doing a whole bunch of stuff, and it did not need to be sharpened, but I got a little bit antsy and basically just sharpened it because I was excited. And I did freehand sharpen it on a DMT stone, and it was really surprising how quickly the burr came up and how easy it was to sharpen. It did not feel like a super steel on the stones. It didn't even feel overly hard. And what I mean is, sometimes when you sharpen certain steels that are at a really high HRC, like Maximate, you can feel how hard it is on the stone. This literally felt like S30V on the stones. Like, that's how easy it was to sharpen. That's how short of a period of time it took to sharpen. And it didn't need to really be sharpened, like I said. I just got antsy and I wanted to, but it was extremely nice to sharpen. Very quick burr formation, very easy to deburr, and it was a pleasure. This has insane edge retention and edge stability. I've really been doing a lot of tasks where it's a little bit of an impact on the apex itself, a lot of cutting on surfaces like this where it would make sense that it would kind of dull and crush the apex over time, but nothing is happening. Like, it's a really incredible steel. And it also is interesting to me because, you know, coming up within the next few months, I'm going to be running a massive comprehensive test of lower tier steels compared to super steels, and trying to debunk the ideology that has been passed around that we run thick, soft steels for toughness. I am literally just taking that term and running with it because that's what everyone says, and I'm gonna debunk the shit out of that. But this is a prime example and a little taste of exactly what I'm talking about. This is literally 4V at 64 HRC. I've been really doing a lot of testing with it and a lot of impact testing, and the edge stability on this is incredible. It's not rolling, it's not chipping, and it's not dulling. So this is going to be a prime example in my testing of why that beat around the bush kind of lazy way of making knives for some people in some companies does not make sense to me, and it's not worth our money, because you can get something like this that has everything you want and more, and you're not compromising anything, you're not sacrificing anything. We're going to get into that as time goes on, right? We're waiting on those last few knives, and come May 1st, we should have everything we need to do the rest of the year of testing on that theme, okay? So, props to Kyle from the Scrawny Lumberjack. He is putting out phenomenal work. Check out his page, please. Really cool guy. Let's go over some really cool stuff that has come in, and this is going to kind of flow into the channel update because I think we're taking it to the next level on the channel, which is really exciting to me. It's exactly what I've been working toward. So you guys know that I work with Josh Francis of Knife Guy Mods, and initially we started modding Case Sodbuster Juniors. However, very quickly we realized that due to unfortunate circumstances, we cannot move forward with that project because the parts from Case are just not up to par, and I think everyone, including Case lovers, can agree, right? The quality control is pretty horrid. I love Case knives. I have nothing against them as a company, but the quality control is not there. Therefore, when you take a Case Sodbuster Junior apart, for the most part, the the product itself is not very well made, and the parts are very wonky, and it's just how it is. And like I said, you know, for 40, 50, 60 bucks, I'm not complaining, right? Like, it is what it is. They're just wonky and they're not well made, but I love them because I grew up with them, and that's just what you're going to get. So we were modding these Case Sodbuster Juniors and trying to offer a way to consumers where they could get a case knife but have better fit and finish because we were recovering them, right? But we were really running into the issue of misaligned blades. This is a prime example. Wonky parts, not level liners. The blades are warped, and we just weren't able to get them to a point where we could, you know, productively sell them and work on them because some of the parts were just, they're just horrible. And no matter what we do, we just can't get some of those blades centered. This is a prime example. So we tried and tried, but we figured it was just kind of a money pit trying to recover these Case Sodbuster Juniors, because unless you have better tooling and machinery and stuff, you just can't fix some of the parts. And sometimes they're really great, you know? I've showed a lot of Josh's work like this that is freaking flawless and beautiful. Because sometimes once in a while you'll get a really good one that doesn't have a warped blade, and the fit and finish can be incredible, and it has beautiful action and no gapping. And it's really sometimes a beautiful thing that we can manifest, but sometimes it's just not. So I had my last couple Case Sodbusters done, and now it's time to move on to our new project. As beautiful as these are, and as beautiful as they can be on occasion, it's time to move on to bigger and better things. Now, Swiss-made products, knock on wood, tend to be very well made. I love Swiss stuff. I love Swiss Army knives. And we kind of thought, wouldn't it be cool to modify Swiss Army knives instead? Because everyone in the world has always wanted a custom builder on the Victorinox website. We are not capable of doing that yet. So Josh and I decided we would kind of dip our toes into trying to modify Swiss Army knives. And this is a prototype. I actually have 2 prototypes here. We're going to try to start working on these. When Josh started taking these apart and working on them, he has confirmed that the parts are very uniform, linear, very well made, very well done fit and finish. We haven't encountered anything wonky yet. So I think this is going to be something that we can move forward with. But I wanted to show you guys how gorgeous these are and just kind of make an introduction to that, because we are going to start working on Swiss Army knives. So this model here is the Victorinox Bantam. We also have taken apart and rebuilt a Solo, which is just a Swiss Army knife with the one blade. That's all it has. This was a Bantam, so it has the bottle cap opener as well, and the little wire stripper thing, and it's kind of like a little multi-tool, but basically all this has is the bottle opener and the blade. And we did recover this. It has orange G10 liners and red linen micarta covers. And this is a recover of a Victorinox Bantam. Of course, something that you guys loved from the Sodbuster recovers, we have integrated the half stop into the blade. When you get this from factory, the bottle cap lifter already has the half stop. The blade does not. But we are integrating the half stop into these models. So when you open it, it has a half stop just like a traditional knife, then goes into the open. Really cool. Beautiful fit and finish because the parts are not wonky, they're not warped. So these are going to be available soon. We are working through one minor kink, which is the tolerances on these knives are so incredible that when you get them from factory, there's a small metal liner here that the blade kind of nestles into, but doesn't actually touch. And we are trying to navigate making that not touch when we put it back together. So unfortunately on this one, when you close this blade, it does hit that metal liner and it's causing minor edge damage to the very tip of the knife, which the camera probably won't pick up. But basically we have, oh, yep, you can see that little black spot right there. That's actually a roll. And that is from the blade. When you close it with the snap, it's hitting that metal liner and it's causing the edge to roll. We are trying to work around that and make it so that that doesn't happen, but that's going to take, you know, trial and error and a couple of times rebuilding these to get around that. So we're not really offering these yet, but I just wanted to show you guys because this is something we're going to offer as soon as we have it so that that's not happening, right? Nobody wants a rolled blade. We also rebuilt this one, which has the metal liners from the Bantam with the toothpick and tweezers. This one has really snappy action. So when you use the metal liners, instead of the G10, the action is like really freaking snappy. Like you can hear it. So this is something that we will be working on as well. Like you can just hear the difference. Half stop on this one. But yeah, we are basically just trying to do the cleanup of this idea, making sure that it will work for the consumer. But you can definitely look forward to these modified Swiss Army knives from Josh Francis at Knife Guy Mods. He's on Instagram. But really cool idea that we're going to tweak, move forward with, and offer to you guys. I think it's going to be really fun. Now, speaking of working on things for viewers, consumers, stuff like that, I'm about to tell you guys something really, really exciting that I have been working toward for a very long time, and it's finally coming to fruition, and that is a knife design in a knife steel that people actually want. So, as you guys know, I recently discovered Levi from Northern Knife Works. And Levi makes these really cool handmade, they're all done in-house by him. These knives that he has designed. So Levi from Northern Knife Works makes really cool knives. They are all done by him in his little shop. He does the heat treat, he does everything himself. And this is the Northern Knife Works Stinger in S125V blade steel. This is a knife that will be incorporated into that big fixed blade testing that I'm running. But he made this for me for the channel, and the moment it got here, I knew that Levi was on to something really incredible. He's very young. I think he's only like 26. But this is a perfect knife in terms of heat treat, fit and finish, geometry, everything. This is a perfect knife. End of story. There's just nothing about it. So I thought he would be a good candidate for an idea that I've had in my mind for quite some time. And I basically reached out to him and I said, hey, I have an idea in my head and I'm wondering if you would like to collaborate on this. So he works with super steels. He's very good at working with them. They don't, you know, some makers just stick with like more simple steels. Some of them really love working with super steels. Levi works with a lot of S125V, 10V, K390, which, as you know, K390 is my favorite steel of all time. Nothing has dethroned K390 on Erica's planet. It has the best edge retention, edge stability, toughness, patina factor, everything that I want in a steel K390 offers, and it is literally my favorite steel, and to this day, nothing has dethroned it. I love a lot of other steels. I love Magnicut. I love Maximate. I love a whole bunch of stuff. But K390, in a whole, for my EDC tasks, K390 is the end-all be-all for me until something new dethrones it, and nothing has. So I reached out to Levi, and I said, hey, would you be down for making a small EDC fixed blade that I kind of have in my head in K390? Like, what are the odds you could pull that off? And he was completely down for it. So, you know, when the Stinger got here, I was thinking to myself, it would be very cool to make kind of a shorter version of this because the handle is very long on this, right? Like, you can kind of see how the blade, in comparison to the handle, it's a little short, right? And we have a really long handle, which I love. You know, that's something that makes the Stinger unique, is that it has this long handle so that if you have really large hands, this small package will still fit you, and it's very thin. Just a really cool concept. But I was thinking it would be really neat to kind of chop a little bit of this handle off and make a thinner, pointier blade, kind of more like a bird and trout style, and make it in K390. Because I've always wanted something like that, and I just haven't been able to get my hands on something of that concept. I want something thin and pointy, and something that I could work on game with, and, sorry, I'm trying to get this in the sheath here. Something that I could just have for a little pokey stabby thing. I really like knives like that. I really like these, like, gentleman carry, super slim, pointy knives. They just, for my tasks, work very well. And so I kind of was like, would you be willing to make something like a mini Stinger with a pointy blade in K390, maybe with a little bit of the handle chopped off? Like, how do you feel about that? So he was like, I've actually been thinking about making a mini Stinger anyway. Let me draw something up and see what we can come up with. And he sent me some pictures of a mini Stinger that he made with a pointier, thinner blade, and they are in the works right now. We have half of them in 10V, half of them in K390, and they will have OD green scales, and all of them except for mine will have a harpoon blade shape. So it'll be this thin, pointy, kind of shark-looking thing with a harpoon. I don't like harpoons, but I know everyone else does, so mine won't have that, but they'll have a harpoon blade shape, and they're in super steel, and they will be available pretty soon. And I'm really excited because I feel like a lot of customers want that, right? They want K390, they want 10V, they want patina factor, they want harpoon, they want thin, slicey, just never have to sharpen it really. And I'm really excited that I finally found someone that has the time to do that, and it's Levi. So that's going to be super exciting. When I get mine in, obviously I will be testing it, reviewing it, putting it on the channel, but they will be available, and they are going to be a product, a design that we will be offering moving forward. They will be called the Dart. It's really exciting. They literally look like a little dart that you would like throw at a dartboard. I'm so excited between the harpoon and how thin and slicey and pokey these are going to be, and the steel that we're offering them in. It's just, I have been wanting to do this for so long, and it's so cool to finally find someone that actually has the time and the capability to do it. So please follow Northern Knife Works on Instagram. As they are, you know, released and available, they're going to be on his Instagram page. So I would love for you guys to follow him. That way you have a chance at getting one. They're going to sell out instantly, and we know that, right? The first drop is going to sell out instantly, and that's why I want you guys to follow him on Instagram. That way you can keep tabs on it, because it's going to be a product that we will continue to make and put out there, but they are going to sell out every single time because of the steel, the design, the slim, elegant carry, and the price point. So please check out Levi over at Northern Knife Works on Instagram. He also has a website, but obviously most people do their drops via email and Instagram, so definitely keep tabs on that. And speaking of working with custom makers, Dusty from Duckhead Forge is working with me yet again, even though I just got this thing. We're also working on an EDC design. I immediately contacted him once this came in, And I was like, how do you feel about making, again, something a little shorter with more belly, a little more slicey? I think that would be a really hot seller for you. So Dusty and I are working on an EDC knife that will be a little bit shorter than this, 3.5 inch handle, taller blade, slicier. It's in S60V, which is really exciting. This is, you know, a beautiful bird and trout style knife. But this is not going to work for everyone for EDC. It works well for me. I'm going to test and review it, of course. This is an M390. It's called the Flit, and it is a bird and trout style EDC knife. But I know for a fact that not everyone wants something like this. A lot of people like a little bit of a taller blade, more belly, and a little bit smaller. This is, you know, a little thicker. It's a very comfortable handle, but this is not exactly an EDC knife for most people. So Dusty and I are also working on an EDC model, and I just want you to check out Duckhead Forge on Instagram. Keep up with his page and his stuff, because I'm really wanting to give people knives that they actually want. And I've noticed, especially as of lately, a lot of companies and makers are like making what they want and then just expecting people to fall in love with it. And while I think that's amazing that they're doing what they want to do personally, and I think that's so important to do as a maker, and I have nothing against that, I just think it's kind of cool when makers make things that their customers want and that their consumers want. And I think it's really cool when makers like Dusty and Levi kind of keep their eyes peeled as to what the consumer dynamic is asking for in the moment and making things that we want. Like, it's kind of a foreign concept. So many people are making things that they want to make, and it's like, you know, we're just sitting there still asking for native 5 lightweights and K390 from Spyderco. Like we're seeing them put out all of these wackadoodle freaking things that not a ton of us want, and we're still like in the audience being like, Spyderco, please make a native 5 and K390. Like, we've been begging for years, please. Like, we don't need any more lil natives and slip joints. We want K390 knives that we can beat on with a compression lock or a lock back. And, you know, it just sometimes doesn't happen. So I'm really excited that I've been able to watch what consumers want, listen, and finally find people that are like, heck yes, let's give the people what they want. Like, let's make thin, slicey, super steel patina magnets that everyone's gonna love, because that's what the people motherfucking want, right? That's what we want. That's what I want. Jeez. So I just scared my dog. Oh my God, I'm getting too wound up, and I just accidentally like minorly kicked him, and he's like, what the heck? So anyway, guys, I just want you to know that I'm aware that there are people in the community that don't care about us as consumers. I literally just listened to a video yesterday, actually, of a guy that has come back from not being in the game at all, made his own knife, and then was like, I don't care to interact with you guys because I have gotten to where I want to be. And I watched that video and I was like, I don't want to be like that. So I just wanted to let you know that I'm listening to you. I hear you. I know that you want K390 and 10V and thin and slicey and customizable. I hear you, and I am doing my best to give you guys what you're asking for. I'm a nobody in this community, quite frankly. I don't have any pull with anything, but I am trying really hard to connect with people that can do things for you guys, and I just wanted you to know that. Like, I hear you, I see you. We're trying, okay? Or I should say these people are trying. I'm not doing shit other than talking and testing things. But there are guys that actually care about you that are doing things, okay? Steve Kalari from Kalari Custom Knives, Levi, Northern Knife Works, Dusty, Duckhead Forge, Josh Francis, Knife Guy Mods, okay? I'm trying to get you guys connected with these people so that you can get what you want. That's it. That's all I have. We're 30 minutes into this thing. I gotta get out of here, okay? I gotta go see my brother. Which, by the way, now that we're at the end of the video, real quick, thank you for all the prayers. Thank you for everything. I know I've been kind of quiet about this, but basically my brother and his family, over a month ago, they were in a severe car accident. Basically, a Dodge Ram going at 90 miles an hour crossed the line, smashed into my brother's Ford Focus, and literally crushed the entire car, and the glove box was in the back of the car, and my brother had his babies in the car when this person hit them. My nephew is only 4 years old, and my niece is a year old. Well, she's 16 months, but same thing. And they have been in the hospital ever since. And that happened like a month and a week ago. Unfortunately, my nephew did suffer lifelong injuries. He is in rehab still, and he did get brain damage and broke his literal entire body. And he is in rehab, recovering to the best of his abilities for that accident. My brother is still also in the hospital. I have to go see him today. He's hoping to get out soon, but I've been really busy with taking care of my family because unfortunately they received injuries that have scarred them for the rest of their lives because someone was driving stupidly. The baby is fine, surprisingly. The truck hit my brother's driver's side of the car and crushed that whole side, and the baby just had a scratch on her head. She was on the passenger side of the car. So the baby is fine, but my brother and nephew, unfortunately, suffered just absolutely disturbing injuries. So I've been spending a lot of time with them. So I just wanted to say thank you for all of the prayers and the thoughts because it's been really hard. It's really disturbing to see your family just have their lives changed without choice. And my nephew will never be the same. He broke his back, he broke his leg, he has brain damage. His vision is now impaired. Like, one of his eyes is actually turned completely in, and you can only see, like, the white of it, basically. He lost all his teeth, and he's only 4 years old. And my brother had some really disturbing injuries as well. So, yeah, thank you guys for keeping us in your prayers. I appreciate you guys, and that's why I've been kind of sporadic with the content and not being able to show as much of the testing because I just don't have the capability of filming all of it right now, but I'm going to get back into it as soon as they can come home from the hospital and things settle down. So, yeah, thank you guys for everything. I really appreciate you. Go use your shit. Learn how to sharpen your knives. This is not closing how I wanted to. I will see you guys on the next video. I love you so much, fam. Take care.